I'm here today with Jagnoor. She's a law student at McGill University, and I'm here with Abigail, who is studying English literature. She's doing her master's at the English department. Hello, girls.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Very happy to be here.
The two girls today, Jagnoor and Abigail, are going to tell us a beautiful story about friendship, what friendship is all about, how they met, and their ongoing relationship right now as friends.
Yeah, so I'm Jagnoor. Abby and I have known each other since, I think, 2016. We met in grade 9, and we've been friends ever since. We're currently roommates, which is, I guess, a part of our friendship that's a little bit new, but it's been so much fun. And yeah, we met in grade 9. We were both starting a new school. It was an all-girls high school. And I have nothing but the fondest memories of that time. We, I think, became very close in that environment. And I think the fact that it was an all-girls school definitely helped with that. In my experience, I think being around girls or only girls at that age was so... I think it was very formative for me. I've in talking with some of the girls or some friends now who were in co-ed schools at the time, I think we were allowed to be very expressive around each other, and that's probably helped grow our friendship in a really nice way. Being very vulnerable. I think nobody was afraid to be vulnerable. Everyone was very open, and I was around a lot of really kind girls at the time, and we're all still, or a lot of us are still very close friends now. And I think that we were all very close. It was pretty tough, or it was a competitive environment because everyone was pretty academically competitive, but everyone was very supportive of each other. And that's where we started.
I wanted to ask you, Jagnoor, what is it about friendship that really defines friendship? What's the definition for you that makes a friendship really what it is to be a friend?
I think that something that stands out with my friendship with Abby is that even in high school, we were together all day, and then we would go home, and I just remember we would FaceTime in the evenings, and there was no reason to FaceTime an extra couple hours after already spending the whole day together, but it was always just very easy and natural to talk that much and to be around each other. And even if I think we had nothing to say, we were just very comfortable around each other. And
It's easy to spend a lot of time together, I think. I find it easy.
I find it very easy to spend a lot of time, especially I think that's even more true now living together. It's just the easiest person to be around, and I think that's not true for everyone. So I think that's something very special about our friendship that I think is that I really cherish.
I think, yeah, I see that. And I think a friendship is really, I think it's a lot of work, meaning I think you always have to work on your friendship, meaning it's almost like the same thing as being married to somebody or having children after, or even with your parents. And I think a friendship needs always to be nurtured. What do you think, Jagnoor?
I think that's true. I think we do little friendship check-ins every now and again, and not so formally, but if we feel something is maybe a little off, or we're wondering if the other person's okay with something, I think we're pretty good at checking in about it.
We joke that we're married. We joke all the time that we're married.
It's
very
true.
successful.
Oh, that's really great. Actually, even with my girlfriend, what we say a lot of times is when we're alone one day and we're old ladies, we're going to be rocking on a rocking chair, and there's going to be no more men around, so we're going to just be rocking on the rocking chair, and we're just going to be telling our stories when we were young girls, and oh my God, how did we get here? We're 85 or 90 now,
Yeah.
and yeah, friendship I find. Especially for women, it's a more nurturing thing because women are more nurturers, actually, I think. And I think it's actually more special. Guys, yes, but I think men still today, I'm not sure, I'll ask you, Jagnoor and Abigail, I think men have more of a harder time still showing their emotions, or they just want to be tough men. And not be as sensitive as women, I think. At least I think so.
I would say it's a lot easier to be sensitive around other girls. So I grew up with that, and maybe like that's what I think that's helped me like personally become, I think, comfortable talking to people. Is that if you, I don't know, everyone's coming from sort of the same spot of like being open to share. Yeah.
I think being sensitive is something I'm working on because I didn't really grow up like that. Except
Oh,
for
you didn't?
being at an all-girls school. Like I still have a hard time like saying my emotions, but I find
Oh, you do, Abigail?
yeah, if I'm like together because I know we're friends, we've been together this long. I
Yeah.
can say like I don't know. I feel like we can express our feelings in a safe way.
Yeah, I think it's great to kind of like understand your feelings and your emotions, because I think that's what drives us is feelings and emotions, and understanding your emotions is a big thing, because the more you understand your emotions, the more you know how to regulate them, how to like kind of stay in control of your emotions. And I think that's really pivotal. It's very important as an adult, because life is hard, and I think just really understanding your emotions and how to deal with them. And it's okay to say, I'm vulnerable today, I'm feeling a little bit sad, because there's days that we're feeling sad or we're feeling challenged, and life is so competitive. Even being a student at McGill, we all know there's good days and bad days, and it's very competitive, even being a student, or getting the best grades, and it's competition all around. And sometimes I think it kind of breaks friendships, and not I wouldn't say with you, Abigail, and Jagnoor, but I think yeah, understanding your emotions is very important, because it's really hard out there. And just and because you're both such young women, young beautiful women, and yeah, life will be challenging sometimes, that's for sure. And having somebody, I think you two having somebody to just like lean on and say your worst fears, or your like, today I'm feeling vulnerable, what do you think, or even to get advice, good advice about what should you do next, and just being accepted by somebody, accepted for no matter what you're doing in life, and what your goals are, because sometimes you will deviate, or like maybe Jagner one day will be with a guy that you, Abigail, won't like that much. You won't be kind of like, you don't think he's the right. And I think being in a friendship like this, I think you'll be a great judge for Jagner to tell her, Jagner, I don't think this guy is the right guy for you, or I don't think he has the best intentions for you. What do you think, Abigail, about that, what I just said?
I don't know how good I'd be at picking a partner for you. Because I've never really had to think about that. But she's really good at reading people, like really excellent at it. Yeah, you pick good people to be around.
Thank you.
Your friends, they're all wonderful.
They're all, probably Jagner has probably very good, like, the gut instinct.
Great gut instinct.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's very important, to have a good gut instinct about the people that you meet, and who you can trust to be your friend and into your life, because some people kind of deplete. You met people for sure that depleted your energy, and then there's other people, of course, that just give you life and love, and kind of understand you, and it's not a competition. There's no jealousy.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jagnoor?
I think that's true. I think maybe being a good judge of character is just or like for me, if I, as you say, surround myself with nice people, I think I have like a lot of that was informed by like the friendships I had in high school, and like my friendship with Addie. So I think if I have, like I'm just drawing on positive female friendships I've had before. And I think actually in terms of like men, or not even like male friendships, but for like romantic relationships, I just see myself being maybe not very impressed with a lot of men, because I'm around so many very impressive girls and women. And so if I don't have like time for men, it's just because like I have so many other impressive, smart, wonderful women that like I'd rather be around.
That give you energy.
That give you like good energy. And I think that a lot of men can be very, or even trying to interact with men, like if the bar is high for them, it's not it's not that the bar is high for men. It's just that
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I think
I get what you're saying.
I think women like raise the bar. Like, why would I invite somebody in my life who's not like adding anything in the way that I think other female relationships
Definitely.
add? Yeah.
I think that a lot of men, and maybe I'm wrong, I find sometimes when they find somebody that's beautiful, intelligent, young, and it has her goals, like her goals aligned, and she knows what she wants to do in her life, and she's kind of like focused on the path that she wants to follow, and she knows what she wants out of life. I think sometimes men can be very intimidated, especially from a woman that's strong, because I think a lot of men, even to today's world, even men that are older in their 40s, 50s, they want to be the one that's in control. They want to be the one that's the most powerful in the relationship, the one who's earning the most money, the one who's the most successful. And when they see a woman that's successful, a lot of men kind of shy away from it, and they do feel intimidated. What do you think, Jagnoor?
I think that's probably true. I was coming at it more from a how
On
do
the
I say
emotional
this?
side?
I think
Yeah.
I think a lot of men, or even just I don't know, personality wise, I find that like a lot of women are just so much more pleasant to be around than
Yeah.
men, because men are I don't know, I feel like they don't necessarily have like a level of empathy that a lot of women do.
I totally agree with
And,
that,
yeah.
Jagnoor. And I know a lot of older men too that are in their 40s and 50s, and they really don't have empathy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think they make the rules like in the household or even with their friends. And I see like even my husband with his friends, they really hold their ground and they don't have any empathy. And it's like they're kind of like so stringent about it, like they're so adamant, it's like this is the decision we're doing, and they don't bend, like there's no room to bend and to have empathy and to have sympathy actually for the other person, what they're going through. I think they don't want to relate to it, and they're more driven by really controlling their emotions. That's what it is. They don't want to show their emotions. They don't want to show that they're vulnerable. They don't want to show that they're weak. All these men that I know, they're almost about the same. To them, to show a little bit of empathy, it's kind of like a sign of weakness. But women, we're not shy. We're not like, we don't mind showing our emotions. Well, Abigail says she has to work on that.
Getting better.
She's getting better.
Yeah.
I think it's also the way you're raised sometimes. Like my parents would like, especially my mom, my dad left because he wasn't as present. He was always working. But my mom would always tell us, I love you girls, because we're 3 girls. And she would give us hugs and kisses because my mom was like really, like very sweet, very nurturing, like a real motherly love. And she always gives us hug. And don't forget, girls, I love you guys, you know. So, and I say, I do that to my kids, because I learned that from my mom. So my kids still, every time they call me, which are a lot older, they're saying, Mom, I love you. Mom, you're the best, you know, and they'll give me a hug and a kiss, you know. And maybe also I grew up like that, but a lot of Greeks also were like very touchy, like emotional. Yeah. And so, yeah, we're not shy to show, especially Greek women, we're not shy to show our emotions or to cry, or, you know, when you get upset, you can cry and you show your weakness, and it's like, it's okay. Tomorrow's going to be a better day.
I think that's also that kind of reminds me of being in high school. Like, people were very touchy in like a good way. Like, people were giving each other hugs and like kind of like leaning against each other on the couches, or
It's a 3-person couch. There's 6 girls on it.
yeah, that sort of thing. And I think people were just it was easy to be, I think, comfortable around the other girls there. And like, yeah, like I think everyone saw each other cry at some point or another for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think like being socialized to like be able to, I think it's like being able to identify and then talk about and then show all your emotions. Like I grew up in like that sort of environment at school, at least.
At school, at home,
Jagnoor? Yeah, probably. I think my mom was always very good at, I think, checking in emotionally. So like that was all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I just in terms of friendships and like learning how to show emotions, I think most of that must have been, I would attribute most of that to like that time period, just like being around so many girls all the
Yeah,
time.
especially in high school, which I think, you know, you're kind of like leaving being an adolescent, which you're full of like your hormones, like you're changing just before you become an adult. You're trying to kind of understand who you are as a person. And there's a lot of things happening as a teenager and going into womanhood. So I, yeah, it's kind of like a growing out of that and understanding how life is, which is could be very difficult. So when you have women kind of sharing their stories and just not being embarrassed to cry, and because we're human, aren't we? Like, and you know, I think people also, maybe I'm wrong, Jagnoor, I think even some men, they're just more uncomfortable showing their emotions.
Well, I think, I mean, it's all like how they've been socialized. So I think if a lot of men don't know how to even identify like the emotions because they're either being neglected or they just don't like were never taught how to label their emotions or like know exactly what they're feeling, how they can whatever, then that obviously that ripples out to the other areas in their life and to other people in their life.
It's also like the boys don't cry.
Yeah, boys don't cry, boys don't have it. So it's not, I think it's of course not that they don't have these. I think they probably just don't even I don't know, like they're just not socialized to either show them or even know that they like have them.
I think so.
And then
I
it
think
becomes somebody else's problem eventually. Like the other people in their lives, it becomes their problems.
I think so. You know that neuroscientists have done research that if you pick up the phone and you call your mom or you call your friend, and just hearing her voice makes you feel better. And they also did another test that if you just text somebody, just the texting or even write an email, it's like there's no emotional attachment to it, so you have no feeling. And we're living in a world that it's all text and emails and or like a little voice, but like actually picking up the phone and just doing a fast little conversation, they say it makes the cortisol go up. Like you're like just so not up, not the cortisol, the dopamine, that you become so happy. Like it just it gives you good feelings, good emotions. Just listening to a human voice rather than just texting or something. That human connection, because we're all in this world together, and it's a human connection is really our existence, actually. Just connecting on a social level with people. And I think people have become, with the internet now and all this social media and stuff, and just competing with the social media, that I think people have become more detached, even emotionally, and they just show kind of like this fake thing on all this stuff with friendships and that, which is not the real friendship, because the real friendship is not Instagram sort of thing. The real friendship is here and now at the present time and being together, connected. What do you think, Jagnoor?
I think that's probably true. I
think about the thing where it's like, oh, you don't have any pictures with your best friend because you don't take pictures with your best friend because you're just together all the time.
Oh.
And you don't
There's
have a
this,
lot of pictures together.
Yeah.
There's that sort of, I don't know if you've seen it, like that sort of rhetoric on the internet before, but it's like, yeah, because you're with your best friend all the time, you don't really have a lot of photos with them because you're just comfortable. You don't necessarily think to stop and take a photo. I don't know. I think often about how social media's changed like dating and relationship and that landscape. So I haven't really considered it in terms of friendship, but that's an interesting point.
Yeah. So, and Abigail, do you want to tell us a little story about
Living together?
Yeah, living together.
Okay. I think, well, you said something earlier about...
We'll keep talking about friendships, and it's like Abigail, is like Jagnoor, you're like best friend?
Yes.
Platonic soulmates.
Platonic soulmates. Like when you said earlier about like coming home or not coming home, even just like talking to someone and hearing their voice and feeling happy, like that's how I feel. I don't leave the house as much as she does, like, because we only have like 2-3 classes a week. So when she leaves in the morning, I feel like a little pet. It's like, oh, okay, you're leaving. Have a good day without me. And then she comes home and I'm so excited.
Oh, that's so special. That's really nice.
Or like if I'm having like like a weird day or a lonely day, or if I don't know, sometimes I get like weird anxious feelings in my chest, and then, you know, she comes home and we watch a show, or we do we'll like go on our phones next to each other, and it's just nice.
I think we have
It's
a lot
really-
of routines living together. So.
Routines, yeah.
Oh.
We have a lot of
Yeah.
routines. Yeah.
You have a lot of routines together?
Yeah.
What are your routines?
Oh, at night, one of us will make dinner, the other one will do dishes. We'll watch TV together. And then when the show's done, we'll go on our phones next to each other probably for like half an hour. And then and then it's bedtime, so we'll go to bed, and then we'll probably hang out in one of our rooms before we go to sleep.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we spend all day together, and she's the only person I could spend all day with.
Mm-hmm.
Even
I would say the same about you.
yeah, like you and my mom. Even
Yeah.
I love my mom, but I could spend all day with her.
Oh.
We
I'm sure you have a really good connection with your mom, Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
I do. She's one of my favorite people in the world.
And do you have one brother or sister?
I have a younger brother.
A younger brother?
And we're friends. We're friends too. I think that's a good thing to talk about too. Friends and siblings.
Yeah, siblings also.
Yeah.
It's good to have a good relationship with your brother also, even if you're not on the same kind of page, meaning like the same kind of things that you like about life or school, just to have a certain understanding with your relationship, what it entails with your brother.
Yeah. I feel like we end up at the same place, my brother and I. Like, if we're I don't know, like talking about the world or politics or whatever, we'll end up in the same place. We kind of miss each other on the way there, but I don't know.
Yeah,
We crossed the same finish line.
I find you can always like, you know, the relationship can change here and there as you're growing up, but siblings are always siblings, and they're very special just as much as friends, even though sometimes you have a little falling out or you don't see things the same way in the same perspective.
Yeah.
You'll always have that special connection too.
Yeah.
And like Jagnoor is like probably like your, like not only just a friend, like your best friend, she's probably like your sister.
Yeah.
She could be like your blood, like your sister, because you've gone through so much. And actually they say the person you spend the most time with is the one who's the most special person in your life that will always be there for you.
Well, that would be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've definitely I've clocked more hours with you than any other person, other than maybe my mom. But
Do you girls have other girlfriends?
yeah.
Just
Yes,
like
we
a
do.
few, but not as close. Meaning like usually they say 3 friends is like the perfect thing. Like 2-3 really good friends. You don't need a lot of friends because I think friendship is so special, and it's not easy to have really a lot of really good friends.
Yeah, I think in our friend group from high school, there's like 8 of us about, and I think everyone knows we're a duo.
A duo. Yeah.
Package deal.
A
Package deal.
package deal. My mom used to call me and my sister the duetto, which means like we're like the little duo, always together, and we're still like with my baby sister, we're still very very close.
What's the age difference?
It's actually I'm the middle child, like Jagnoor. So with my elder sister, she's about a year and a half older than me. I'm the middle child, and then my baby sister is 3 years older. So we're 3 years younger. Sorry, 3 years younger. So we're pretty close in age, like about 3 years. So, and we're 3 girls. So we're all really really close. But I'm the closest with my baby sister still. But we all have this special bond.
Yeah. Would you call it friendship, or would you say it's something different?
It's the best friendship, even girlfriends. Like even sisters can be like the best friends because it's women. So I find it's a different type of chemistry with just women with women, and like you don't even get that with your husband or your partner or your boyfriend. That you don't get that. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
It's so different. Like you could be in love with your boyfriend or your husband or whoever you end up with, but I think it's like with just another woman, I think it's the most like you can pick up the phone like I do, and you could call your friend or you can call your sister, and you could just tell them your problem and vent to them and tell them how you're feeling and what do you think. You can ask them, and I find they give you the best answers. I'm not just saying that the men can't, but I think that there's this level of understanding of being a woman and what it takes to be a woman in this world. And I think they understand, women to women understand each other more than a man can understand a woman.
I think understanding is a good word. Like I feel like
Yeah.
we understand each other,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot of like pressure when
Yeah.
we're talking.
I think that's true. I think also like women generally are socialized to like be active listeners. Like they know
Active
to-
listeners, I like
Yes.
that. It's true,
I
we're
mean-
active listeners and we
Yeah.
really listen.
So I think that it's much easier I think to vent to.
We're active listeners, but
Yeah.
I also think, Jagnoor, we also try to solve the problem as fast as we can. Say, okay, this is the problem, this is the advice I'm giving you, and let's deal with it like this. I think men like don't even, they listen, but they don't give you like a kind of like a concrete response, or they don't give you like the same type of advice.
I think that sometimes it's nice just to be able to vent to women, and I
Yeah.
think that even if you don't necessarily need a solution in the time, or you just want like to get something off your chest, then I think it's great to talk to women about that. I
Yeah.
don't. It's possible that people have these with like their male friends. I don't have very many like close male friends. So like I can't speak to that. I just imagine that it would be a lot easier to, and like I feel like you could like there's like a level of understanding that I know that even if I don't give the whole context to Abby, like she knows, like she already knows, she already understands, like she'll know where I'm coming from. And so yeah, like there's someone there to like listen, and sometimes that's all you need.
I think so too.
I think
What do you think, Abigail?
we've also, like, the two of us, like, we've wondered how much of it is we grew up together, like, we spent like some very important years, and we had a lot of the same experiences. So like, and like,
Yeah, I think spending the most time with somebody makes you really grow together. So you grow together, you grow into a woman together, you're growing, like you're studying together now. So it becomes a big attachment, like a family member, like a mother, like a sibling. So I think, and I see most men, they don't have those relationships with their friends. It's more detached, it's not on an emotional level. And it's more like, okay, I'm doing this today. You want to go do this? You want to do that? But they'll never call and say, hey, I miss you, sort of thing. No. It's not that. It's like, do you want to go eat something? Or you want to play golf? Because my husband plays golf. So you want to go play golf? Let's go play golf and let's go eat something.
will you call your friends and just say like, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, that's what I say. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I can call my girlfriend. And I'll say my story after about my girlfriend. I could call my girlfriend. Maybe I'll say my story about my girlfriend now. Actually, I could call her any time of the day, and she'll pick up or she'll call me back like 10, 20 minutes later if she's in a meeting or something, because she works at the bank, and she's there for me. I can ask her anything, and she'll come running to do it. Like she's like a rock, like meaning like she's my rock I can lean on, and she'll be there for, I'll tell her, can you do this for me, or can you be there? And she'll call me up. She goes, I'm going to do whatever you want. Tell me I'll do it. I'll go run. I'll go do this. And it's like, it's so amazing because, like, I'm not saying that my husband's not like that, but it's like I have to ask him 2-3 times to do it for me. And it could maybe be done a week later, or it could be done maybe never. Or it's just like they don't take us as seriously. Like, I'll just call her up. I really need this. Her name is Laura. So I'll say, Laura, I really need this. Could you do this for me? And she'll come running. And just having somebody that has your back, meaning like they know it's important for you and it needs to be done now, or it needs to be done soon. Just like I asked you, Abigail, to do my podcast, and I knew you were going to not let me down and you were not going to give an excuse. And this is stuff that women, they'll call you back, and especially good girlfriends, and they'll say, yes, I'm going to do it for you. It's just that men, you'll tell them something, and you hear this from a lot of people, and they're not all of them like this, but they'll say, okay, I'll do it like maybe next week, or I'll do it, okay, in 2 days. Oh, I forgot to do it. Did you tell me to do that? Yes, I think I told you to do that. So it's like, so I can call her any time of the day and she'll just do it. And just to hear her voice, and she'll tell me everything's going to be okay. And she'll give me a big hug and a kiss. And I went to her house 2-3 days ago, and it was raining a lot at night, and I was going home, and she's like, you text me when you get home. Are you okay? I'm worried. It's raining too much. Like that. Yeah, it's really, really sweet. She's like, you text me as soon as you get home, okay? Because it's so bad, and I'm so concerned. I can't go to sleep till you get through that door. I said, okay, I'm going to text you. So it doesn't matter how old you are or how older you get, and they know that you're a responsible human being, obviously a person. They'll still care for you and also worry about you. It's like a thing that mothers do for their kids. Like your mom, Abigail and Jagnoor, trust me, because I'm a mother. You girls are not mothers yet. You always worry about your kids. Like, is my kid okay? Did my kid eat? What are they doing today? Are they okay? How's their mental state? Are they okay today? Men don't think like that, and other girls will think of like that in friendships. That's why a friendship, woman to woman, is very important.
I think a lot of what you said it sounds like the understanding you're talking about. Like you just get it.
Yeah, you just get it. It's not that, like, because like it feels like I'm always talking bad about men. I'm not. I like, men are wonderful beings. Also, it's just, I think they're not programmed or socially kind of engineered like this to think like this. I don't think their thinking gets to that. It's just like, I even see with my dad, who's a lot older, he never thinks like that. Okay, he'll worry and say, okay, call me when you get home also. But he's not going to say, are you okay today? How's your mental state today? What's happening in your life? Like, moms check up on you, girlfriends check up on you, because they know there's all this stuff happening, and you just need this moral support, these kind of like a cheerleading squad behind you saying, okay, you can do this. I got it. You got it. You can do it. And I think giving this positive force, positive energy is what we need, more of an encouragement, because there's a lot of other women there that are like not the nicest women also, and it's very competitive, and it depends what type of like thing you study, like even law. It could be very cutthroat, and working in bank, working in corporate, it becomes very competitive, and there'll be times that you'll meet people that you're going to work with, Jagnoor, that other women that you don't understand them, and you don't understand why they're like this. But yeah, so when you have a good friend and a good woman, and like Abigail, it's great. It's keeping for life.
Yeah. I'm very lucky. I feel very lucky.
I think, yeah, if you ever like, I don't know, I think if I reflect on our friendship, like it's like one of the most important things in my life.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, you'll pick Abigail next to a guy that you're going out with.
It's true. It's
like if it's New Year's Eve, I'm going out with Abigail. I'm not going out with you, whatever his name is going to be, if he's a new boyfriend or something. It's like, I'm going out with Abigail. And if you don't like Abigail, well, we can't date.
I think that sometimes in terms of boys, I'm like, hey, I could do this with a boy, but also like it'd be so much fun if I just went with Abby.
Yeah. We talked about that in September when we moved here. We're like, oh, we're gonna try. We're gonna give dating a try. And it's like, why would we? We just go on dates with each other.
That's right.
We know we're gonna have a good time.
That's right.
We already know each other.
Yeah.
I actually went just recently. It was not that recently. About 3 years ago, we went to Barcelona and Paris because she had to go for work. My girlfriend Laura, and we went like Barcelona, France. It was Marseille, and what was the other place? Those two places. And Paris. The last day, we had such a great time, and it was It was just like 6 days, but there's no fighting. We like to do the same thing. We're going to go walking around. Okay, let's do this. And, we're both like great strategic planning, like with men, like it's, I don't feel like going here. I don't want to do this. Why are we doing this? Why are we walking here? It's too hot. It's too this. But women, like, especially when you're on the same page, like I see Abigail and Jagnoor, you guys are on the same page. It was such a pleasant trip. It was like one of my favorite trips. Like, when are we going away again? That was so much fun. And I actually, even just 3 months ago, I went to New York with my sisters. We had a blast, girls. We went for 3 days to New York, and we just drank and we walked. We went all over New York, and we did some shopping. And we stayed up all night because My other sister, Lydia, now she lives in Los Angeles, but my other sister's here, of course, the elder sister, Abigail is her name, and she works too much also. So we did like a little sister trip, and we're like, yay, sister trip. And we just drank, we laughed, we stayed up all night till like 3 in the morning, acted silly, just taking all kinds of selfies, pictures near Rockefeller Plaza and everything. It was so much fun. And, you know, we laughed. And actually, we met Andrew Dice Clay, who's yeah, I didn't even know who he was. He did a reel with us. He's actually a stand-up comic. I think he was in the 80s, so now he's about 60 something. And he came up to us because we were outside the restaurant. We were just giggling and acting all funny. And he's like, "Don't you girls, don't you know who I am?" I'm like, "No, I don't know who you are." And he's like, "I'm Andrew Dice Clay." And it's like, "Oh my God." And then like my little niece that was there, she looked him up right away on Instagram in case he was like, she's like, if he's a freak or something, who is this guy? And it was actually Andrew Dice Clay. So he took pictures with us and we just had a blast, just laughing, you know, not a care in the world, not thinking about our kids or this or that. It's just connecting, you know, a great connection of just laughing and just enjoying life, like relationships, because relationships, the problem today in relationships is that we're also busy working, going to school, studying, having that stress that we forget that relationships is the most important thing of being human. What do you girls think?
Yeah, I think you're right. I know it feels easy like to. I think our relationship feels easy, and that's
in like a very good way. Like
yeah.
It's supposed to feel easy.
not
When
like
it's
a-
easy, it's the greatest thing because a good relationship, friendship is supposed to be easy. There should be no work involved, and
it
meaning
doesn't
like,
feel like
yeah.
work.
I want to talk. Did you girls ever fight?
Because they've been I think rare, but
Yeah,
they're also
but-
they're
not
never
a fight.
they're never malicious.
No.
I don't think I've
No.
never had like a fight. Like I don't know, I don't even think like we disagree necessarily.
We don't fight. Like we're never gonna yell at each other.
No,
No,
I
I
can't
don't see that
imagine like
ever
us
hap-
ever yelling at each other.
It's more like I think someone's feelings will get hurt, and then
But
we have to figure out how to
I think it is actually it's us figuring out like okay,
how
what
to
should we
unhurt
Yeah.
the feelings, or how to maybe help the other person move past it. Like
Yeah.
we have I wouldn't even call it like a tiff. It's just a
It's normal though. I think it's
bump,
normal
yeah,
to
a bump in the
like
road.
I mean we get into fights with our parents, we get into fights with other like other of our friends, like it's or with your boyfriend or with your husband. I think having a little argument, a disagreement, we're gonna call it a little conflict, it's kind of normal. Then you kind of like parcel it all out, figure it all out, say I'm sorry, and understanding like it takes two to fight anyway, and it's always some kind of other thing that I think is it's a lot in our speech and our contradictions. Like we'll say something and we don't. It's kind of like this communication. Sometimes there could be a lack of communication of something that we said that we didn't say clearly enough. That makes this kind of tension and makes this little fight, which can happen.
Yeah, I think that we're just pretty good I think about checking in about it afterwards. And then talking about it. I think we talk a lot.
We do talk a lot.
So it
it
comes
sucks
up.
when we don't talk. It's the weirdest
It can
thing
be
in the
it's a
world.
little-
I love talking too. Yeah, women like to talk. It's good to talk.
I think like we're still. I think we don't ever. There are never fights where like we're trying to hurt the other person. They're never. I don't think we ever like say anything mean to that other person with the hopes of that like hurting their feelings.
Yeah.
And so. Yeah, I think we're good about communicating like how we're feeling, and then sometimes it's like okay, we just need like a day, it'll be okay, or if it's. I don't know, it's just I think it's just good to talk it out.
And then when we solve it, we're like, oh, you handled that so well.
Yeah,
We
you
handled
see?
that conflict so well.
And I think there's also a growing aspect with that because you kind of grow from this little fight and you say, okay, you know what? We had this fight. It was a miscommunication. It was like a contradiction in our language. Like we kind of like didn't communicate our needs or what we really meant by it because that could easily happen with language.
Yeah.
And then you figure it out and you say, oh, you know what? I learned from this. Next time I'll be more clear, or I shouldn't have said it like that because it could be exterior factors, meaning like you're not feeling good that day, you're stressed about something happened at school, something that happened at work, and or at home with your parents or something, and you're saying, you know what, I took it out on Jagnoor, or I took it out on Abigail because I was upset about something else and I didn't like address her needs or her feelings at the matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're also pretty like validating of the other person's. I feel like the other one's.
There's not much to get mad about when someone's looking at you and be like, I understand why you're upset completely.
Yeah.
You're
Absolutely.
justified in feeling this. And,
Absolutely.
I think we do know like how to fight. Like we know we don't ever go too far. Like there's I think like a base level of just like respect. That's there, like I think like fights can get messy, but like we don't.
Also,
It just doesn't. It's just.
I like to.
I don't think that's our fighting style.
I don't know. We're fairly self-aware.
Yeah, I think that too.
You more than me a little bit, but then you also know if I say something or whatever, like, she's gonna be like, this clearly isn't about me. This has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I have my moments. I'm a little. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we all have moments.
Yeah.
We're human. I think sometimes we lose patience, and I think it's patience, or like I said, it's exterior factors or something else. And then you know, it's easy. You say you're sorry. You kind of talk it out, and you kind of find a middle ground and understand that that's what's being human. That we all have faults, and sometimes we say something or we do something that we don't really mean, or we don't even think about it for a second. We kind of like slips our mind. We're only human.
Yeah. And we know that.
Yeah.
Okay, girls, it was really nice hearing your story, Jagnoor and Abigail.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the Artemis Yannakis podcast, and we'll see you soon for some more episodes.
Yay! Amazing.
Girls, that was so good.
I'm glad.
That was so. Don't you find it was good?
Yeah, it was good. It's nice to talk about.
Isn't it fun?
It is fun.
It's fun, yeah.
It is fun, eh?
If we left this here, we'd be doing this all night.
I thought we could talk about anything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can come back even like tomorrow, or like not tomorrow or Wednesday. We could do another one segment or something, and then I can even lend it to you if you guys want to do something. I don't care.
It would really just be for us.
Would you guys love it? Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. Just do
Yeah,
it.
and you know what, Abigail, I thought of like we'll even talk about your research thing after like Jagnoor has to do her homework, and you can even start posting it sometimes, and you can post it like,
Oh, that would be nice.
you know, I thought about that,
Oh,
especially like
That'd be cool.
for like you can introduce your syllabus, and
Yeah.
you could. Don't you find it would be great because it's going to be an
It's-
ongoing thing. I'm here with Abigail, and she's going to be doing this thing at the library. It's the library in Ottawa. You're going to talk all about it, when it's going to start, when it's going to finish, what it entails, what do you have scheduled for this book club, this book club.
In September, I can come back and I can tell you all about it on the podcast.
Yeah, see that would be fun, and you know what? It's going to give you exposure, which is great. I'm doing this for a lot of fun, but I love it so much. I'm going to keep.
It's great.
Isn't it great? I know. My girlfriend's like, when are you coming back? I want to talk on this podcast. And I'm just going to, like, they're going to teach me how to, like, he's going to give me a software because I have to compress this in a video and then I have to upload it on YouTube. We think it's easy, but it's very difficult. But he's going to try to do it easy for me, or he's going to do it even from home when he goes to Los Angeles, because just to upload it, like, the guy, the sound technician, says it takes hours to do.
Okay.
Really?
I thought it was like, hey, 1, 2, 3. Like, just upload it, compress it. I don't know.
Post things on
This,
the internet so
pardon?
easily. You can post things on the internet so easily. It's weird that it would take so long.
this for YouTube, it's difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
It's, I know it sounds weird. Me too. I was like, isn't it like a 2-minute thing? I'm
Yeah.
like, why can't you, like, you know, you turn Word, PDF, or you put Excel, like all this stuff, you kind of can convert it and then upload it. But this YouTube thing is not as easy.
Yeah.
It's actually difficult. And I like it because underneath I'm going to put out your video. I'm going to, like your audio video, I'm going to say your name, that your student's Abigail. And then we're going to say today we spoke about friendship, how they met, like just a little caption and like a little like synopsis at the bottom.
Yeah.
A little description on the bottom. And then I'm going to upload it.
Yeah.
And people are going to listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to get a lot of people listening to it. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
It's fun. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, eh? You're welcome. Do you guys want to do another one or something? Or you have to go study?
I have to do just a little bit of work tonight.
Yeah, go do some work. Me and is it
yeah.
okay if I stay another 30 minutes and
of
me
course.
and Abigail
Yeah,
can
you
do
stay
a?
here.
You're gonna. I'm gonna look at your podcast. Let your
Okay, yeah.
research thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just compress this and then
Okay.
we'll do another one after.
Yeah, I have to
Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I could see how I could become addicted to this.
I'm addicted to it. I just want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
This would be so fun. I think now you have like a log that like your kids can see.
Yeah, like
I
I
know,
know,
isn't
you
it
can use it
great?
as a journal.
That's
Yeah.
I want
amazing.
to talk about things like Roe versus Wade. Like I want
Yeah.
to talk about the
Yeah, yeah.
abortion law, how women's bodies still today are like they're not even their bodies, like because the state, you know,
Yeah.
that's what's happening in
Yeah, yeah.
Texas and all that. That you get raped or
The Alabama IVF one really got me. Like,
which one? What
I-
happened?
They were saying that
This is a
the
younger
the embryos that they make during IVF that those are considered
20
children.
weeks. 20
Something like
weeks.
I, no, I think that,
20 weeks.
I think
At
even
20
even
weeks,
when
it's
they're in,
illegal.
like that's crazy.
I didn't know this is a new thing. They just
I think
passed
this
this.
Okay.
I think about 2 months ago.
Okay.
There's
one
it's not
from-
that long,
yeah.
and I didn't even know about it because I've been following because I'm really interested in the Roe versus Wade, the
Yeah.
abortion, how they just overturned it like that. But I'm also curious that now they even put this other thing with this new law that the bill that they just passed. It's 20 weeks. Yes, it's a child, and you cannot abort. So they're telling you, and another thing, they're telling you even if you know that the child is sick, and the child is gonna die like say 3 weeks or a month after
Yeah.
that you give birth, you still can't abort it
Yeah.
after the 20 weeks.
It's
But
so-
there's
so
women that
crazy.
they tell you they
Yeah.
want you to keep it. So this whole thing with pro-choice and pro-life and anti-abortion, it's a very difficult thing because they put these new rules now about, like you said, about the fetus, and I find every individual, especially even a girl that's raped, that cannot even have an abortion, or she has to go pay, like I heard it's something like 100 and something thousand, not sorry,
Who?
110,000 to do an abortion in some of the states.
Oh my gosh.
There was the articles we had to read with public scholarship, Clio. They're all about it. You didn't read them? I read them. They're short.
Okay.
Well, we have to write about it, or unless we don't have to write it.
We
We're
do?
not- Well, we didn't go to last class. I didn't go to last class either, so I'm gonna just write that. I read the articles, and I
In
think
your
that-
journal or like?
Yeah, my journal.
Okay.
Was what am I gonna write for my journal? I didn't go to class last Friday. I
Yeah.
skipped. Yeah, so this whole abortion thing is very, very interesting. And there's even these young girls that are 14 years old and they get raped, and they're not allowed to abort. It's almost like they're trying to keep the marginalized women, like they're saying, like especially women that are like really marginalized, that come from very lower class. They just want to keep them like that. They want to keep them like subordinate and stuff.
I think it's just another way to like control.
To
Women,
control,
it's just
it's
another
another way
way
to
of- yeah.
control women because it's your body, and it's like the way this is an ongoing thing because it's like the female body is, she's not even allowed to own her own body. Like what is that? That is crazy. You know?
Crazy.
Is
Sorry,
this-
it's just
Yeah.
we have a little.
Sorry.
It just kind of comes off the ledge.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you want a cup of tea or something?
Yeah, you have a call coming in. I think.
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
see myself on here. I know it's okay. Jagnoor, I just want to say thank you
Yeah, of course.
so much, and I
It was
wish you
really
luck.
cool.
And I'll see you
Yeah.
another day. Maybe
Yes, for
we'll
sure.
do another one if you want to do another one.
Yeah.
Because I see you like it, and you guys can do it together if you want.
Yeah.
And
If you
want, I can
if you
post
want to
it.
put the two of us on the mic.
Do you guys want to do one together right now? Fast, 20 minutes or no?
20 minutes. If we had a topic.
Do you have a topic? Oh, why don't you do your thing of what you want to go for school now with, and like your dreams of becoming a lawyer, and
I think.
or you don't want to have to.
Do you want to do the romance one and then maybe you can go do some work?
Yeah, we'll do
And
your
then
work.
we
We'll
can
do
check.
your
And then
work.
you're all.
Thank you so much.
Alright, yeah, of course.
If you want to, maybe
Yeah,
maybe we can come back and do.
We're gonna do the romance one. I'm
Okay.
gonna teach you. Wait, let me. I'm gonna take my time.
Oh, wait.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is great.
Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Isn't it so addictive?
Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, I could do this all day.
I know.
I get tired, but
I think I stopped it. Why was it still going?
yeah. Do you want a cup of tea or something?
Why did I stopped it? No, it's okay. I'm
Okay.
fine.
I'd offer you snacks. We don't really have.
No, I was gonna bring you cookies, but I have nothing.
That's okay. You're busy.
But one of these days soon, I'm gonna give you some cookies.
Thanks.
No problem.
Those brownies you made were phenomenal.
They're really good,
They
eh?
were fantastic.
Why
They
is
were
this
so
thing
good.
still moving? I pressed